How's it going? Shake your neighbor's hand and say, hope you're doing well. Welcome to Only Stupid Answers, the best dang Twitch show.
Can we get some Austins in the chats for all the work he does for us every week?
You can get your eyes on, ears on, eyes on, ears on.
Ears on, eyes on, ears off.
Eyes open, ears closed. Close open, eyes. That's from Steve. That's from Dynamic Banter. Eyes open, close eyes. Very good. Guys, welcome. Hope everyone's having a good week. DJ, you having a good week?
This
smells like spit.
Yeah, it does. It does 100%.
Oh, I know what you're going to say, and that's spit.
Yeah. What was your question?
You ready to talk about some news?
Yes. How are we sounding in the...
Sound good, everybody?
Austin is a good boy. Austin is a good boy.
Austin is a good boy. Austin is a good boy. Austin is a good boy.
That's all I can do for beatboxing. True. Sound good. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks to Nickley Fraggle. This is Ewan, Vanny J, David Backwards Dab Chase, Shark 111, Rick in Your Mouth, rolling around at the speed of sound. That's
That's from Sonic Adventure 2, right?
Yeah, where people are there.
Yeah.
The president.
I am going to be honest, I didn't like
The
that.
president of the
But
United
don't worry,
States.
we're definitely going to get more of that in the new Sonic game. But we're getting Sonic game movie.
Yeah,
We're
movie.
getting ahead of ourselves, Sam.
Let's kick it off with
Let's kick it in the face.
the biggest story of
The
last
century.
week. There you go. It's the first teaser, little sneak peek.
At Kim Possible for the no.
There you go. No, for Avengers Endgame, we actually did a full discussion of the trailer on the newest podcast episode,
Yes.
along with our friend Ray from Viserium.
Yes, which by the way, if you haven't checked out their stuff, it is cool.
Yeah, it's
it is
super
so
cool. He actually sent me, so when you follow them on Instagram, they sent like a little thank you message, like
Yeah.
PM, like, hey, thanks for following us.
Yeah.
And then he showed me that a bunch of people who listen to the podcast went and followed him and checked out their stuff. So
also-
thanks for doing that.
A lot of people that watch the show tuned in. We were on IMDb on Monday. They
Yes,
tuned in
we
for
were.
that, and that was great too. So we really appreciate your all's support.
Y'all are the best. But yes, like I was saying, we talked about the full Avengers Endgame teaser on the
Yes.
podcast. It was a fun discussion. We have different opinions about it. But for this segment, I wanted to ask the big question. Is Thanos going to find love? No, I want to know.
Is he gonna?
How's that big boy going to find love? He's got a lot of love and
Yeah,
he's
he's
got a lot to
been-
love.
Man, he's been swiped left.
Go on. You almost there. You bailed, but you were almost
I did
there.
bail. I
You
did
bailed.
bail. I even
You were
forgot the
almost
app's
there.
name. The app's name is
Tinder.
Yeah, that's
There you
what it
go.
is.
Or Bumble. Coffee and
Yeah.
bagels.
Where do you find? Which of those apps do you find death? Because that's the one Thanos is on. Oh, nice.
Maybe coffee and bagels. I don't think anyone uses that one.
Yeah. So
anymore.
how is he gonna find love now that he's accomplished his goals in life? What's next for him?
What's next for him? But no, the other big question is what's next for everybody else? Who's making it out alive? Because as of right now, half of everything's dead.
Yeah.
We're talking food, natural resources.
Can I tell you something I
plants.
like about the? No, it can't be natural resources. That defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah, but they said half of all living beings. Trust
Thanos
me.
really bungled it.
Yeah, trust me.
He really didn't think ahead on that one. I mean, he had an axe in his heart. He was like, I don't know. Something I liked about the trailer, having watched it again to discuss it today, I like the idea of these characters at the end of their rope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And kind of exploring like what that looks like. It'll be interesting to see what they do from here because not just after this movie, because it's like, how do you top half the universe getting wiped out, like as far as threat level goes? You know what I mean? It's like when you're when you're watching Dragon Ball, it's like how many levels of Super Saiyan can you get? You know what I mean?
I think 7, right? I think you can keep going.
Let us
after
know
that.
in the comments down below.
You go to the X-Men and you do racism. There you go.
Yeah,
You do smaller and then
Yeah.
you do bigger again.
Yeah.
You do smaller, then you do bigger again.
I mean, Elseworlds
Yeah.
did that pretty well. They kind of went a little tighter
They
with
went
the
tighter,
yeah.
then they do bigger, then you do small,
Nah.
then you do big.
Then you do the biggest one.
But let's talk about who's getting out of this, because a lot of the theories out there, we've even talked about this, is
Yes.
that our main core cast, you got your Iron Man, you got your Captain America, you got your Hulk, you got your Thor, you got your Clint, and you got your Black Widow. There's the whole gang. Right? That's everybody. They're probably, most of those people aren't going to make it out of this. So I want to go down the roster and talk about
I
it.
feel like you want to go down the roster.
Yeah, let's start with Iron Man. That's the big boy.
Okay, so I feel like the biggest ones are the ones that are most likely to not continue. I feel like Iron Man and Cap, whether they die or whether they get like a Paul Walker happy send off, I don't think they're going to be around after. I think Iron Man is going to get like, hey man, you did good. Go take a nap. You know what I mean? You go marry Pepper Potts and be
Have a
happy
kid.
until we're willing to spend the entire amount of money to get you back for like a 5-minute cameo in Fantastic Four. You know, Cap, I feel like is donezo for this movie.
Yeah, which even though there were some interviews, I'll say this so the comments aren't, are fun
Yeah.
about this, but they're like, the Russo brothers said that Cap probably won't be done after
But we
this.
know that they're liars.
Yeah, they do. They lied about the title, which
Yeah,
is fine.
100%.
Shout out to New Rockstars though. They found Endgame. I mean, a lot of people guessed it, but they found it in that photo of like the set things. They're like,
Nice.
there's like here a bunch of words that are out like hidden in all those set things. So good on you. That was cool. But no, for me, I'd say Tony Stark. Maybe he's background because he likes doing. I mean, he looks like he likes money.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't-
exactly.
yeah.
He likes to, and also it's not hard to bring him back for little cameos, and it
he's
doesn't.
playing himself,
and
too.
we've seen these properties have like, hey man, you're not dead, but it's okay if you don't show up for a while. You know what I mean? Like, again, Elseworlds literally just did that with a character. Like, hey, see ya whenever we see ya. You know what I mean?
I'd say for Cap, that might be time for the long sleeve. Also, when they show Haley Atwell,
because he also seems that actor seems the most done with
which
it.
is fair,
and not in like a bad way. And like, hey, I'd like to do other things, which good for him.
Yeah, he's done 20,000 of these.
Yeah,
little less, but he's done roughly that. But you see the picture of him holding Peggy in the little compass, or Haley Atwell. She's great. Hopefully, she pops up in this movie in like a flashback or something,
or time travel shenanigans.
Yeah, because regardless if that makes any sense or not, like it would be kind of fun to see him have a happy ending. When it comes to Thor, that one's confusing because they basically run that character all the way down to the ground in terms of happy endings. There's really nothing else for him.
Well, but in counterpoint to that, he's also they found a rhythm with that character that has kind of made him click in a way that he hadn't earlier. So it'd be weird to be like, cool, now that you finally had your best movie, bye now. You know what I mean? Like, so it'd be strange. I've heard people mention this. I honestly think it would be a good idea to just roll him into Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how that works, but I tell you, it would get me more invested in the Guardians.
Oh yeah, no, because you're a little lukewarm.
Yeah. So I think the people that are more on board with it would still love to see that character. And he was great in the scenes with those characters together in Infinity War.
Yeah,
whichever one of those however many of those characters are returning for. And then maybe we get Beta Ray Bill. Why not?
That'd be fun.
Listen, Disney Plus, give me a Beta Ray Bill show.
Mm-hmm. That would be so.
It'll be only for me one.
Because it's nothing specifically different that would happen in that compared to a Thor show.
It just would cost a lot of money to make the character work every episode.
They got that money. They're fine with that. For me, I'd say if they wanted to end him in like a kind of like he has like this like optimism now, but like if they wanted him to be like the end. And I could see where he goes to Valhalla, which is like that would be a cool like way of ending the Norse mythology end of it. Yeah. But Ragnarok is a cyclical thing in Norse mythology. People, they are reborn, so at the end of the movie you could have him die. Yeah. But gotcha. It's actually a reborn, so maybe he doesn't have his memories now, or it's the same thing, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It could just be a continuation of that.
And that's the other thing we got to say. No matter who they kill off, there are a billion different ways they could be brought back. Mm-hmm. All of these characters have died before. Some of them, in Iron Man's case, were turned into teenagers at some point. Yeah, that was around when I was a youngster. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't bye to the characters forever. I think this is bye for 5 to 10 to 15 years until they think enough time has passed to recast, or if there's a character that's not dead, it's like show up for. And again, I think that's another reason why they're not going to kill off Iron Man, because it would be way too tempting to have him show up for a post-credit scene in Fantastic Four with Reed Richards, something like that.
Yeah, or X-Men or something like that. Hey, give Wolverine an Iron Man suit. What do you think about Natasha Romanoff? Because she's getting her movie.
Yeah, I think she's safe. I think her and Clint are safe because they've never had their own movies. So I feel like of the core Avengers, they are the safest to do other things. Like there's talk of a Hawkeye show.
That one's really loose, but Black Widow's in your movie, which is a flashback. So, but like even
but
if
it
they
could be
did
like
that,
a Wonder Woman thing where it's like a little bit of both.
I'm feeling that they're both gonna make it. Also, since Clint with his emo in the rain playing with swords thing, I'm guessing that he is gonna get his family back and hopefully he'll be happy, because if his family's dead. And at the end, he dies, but they come back. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that one. It'd be a weird one. But hey, maybe he'd be ballsy. What about,
here's the one that's kind of in between the two, I think, of kind of like the lower tier characters that I think we both feel a little safer, Black Widow and Hawkeye. And then the big ticket ones that we know this is kind of like their last hurrah for the most part. In between, you got Hulk.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Hulk?
I think that this probably would be the end. I think Mark Ruffalo really likes doing it, but I think it would probably be like the end for his character. But and also that's fine too. He's a fun character to have, but also there's 1,000,002 different Hulks that you could do. So if you wanted to switch it up and give the mantle to somebody else, go for it. Right now, his Bruce Banner's all over the place in the comics, so it's like you could do Amadeus.
Honestly, he's kind of all over the place in the movies too.
Yeah, but like even though I enjoy him, it's like you could streamline him a little bit and do something else. Like if he dies, that would be a bummer. If he just wants to walk off and do whatever.
You know what? I'm going to be honest.
He's one of the most emo characters.
Yeah, he is. You know, honestly, what would make me happiest as a fan is if he got like him. I can see Mark Ruffalo all scruffy with a sack slung over his shoulder, and he's like hitchhiking. The last shot of him is hitchhiking, and then we just get a little bit of that Lonely Man score from the original. I would. That feels like the perfect send off to that character. Like he's not done. He's not dead. He's still the Hulk.
Yeah.
But he's going off and doing his thing, and that would make me personally really happy.
So, do you think? Well, Scarlet Witch, we're good. That one's fine because they have a show coming out,
Yeah.
and Vision's
and again,
good
these
too.
we really haven't like. It's not like they have trilogies behind them. These are characters that we haven't really explored yet, like extensively. You know. So Vision and Scarlet Witch are fine. I mean, Loki actually, I feel like we've explored pretty extensively, but he's getting a show too. So.
And which could come after, because like you could come back, or
maybe
it's before.
Better Ray Bill will be in that.
Maybe. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
But out of the Guardians, let's go to the other popular team because basically they're all gone except for Rocket.
I would have 100% said that they are entirely safe until all the James Gunn shenanigans went down. And now it feels a little more up in the air about what's going to happen with these characters.
I feel like out of all of them, I don't think Gamora comes back. And even though she's
that bums me out because she is the girl. Like really, of the whole team, you're going to kill off the girl.
Yeah, which
really?
I get that, but also her story kind of ends with like Thanos. Like you can do more where she like actually makes a life for herself and figures it out, which you could do.
I would rather see Star-Lord not come back and have Gamora lead the Guardians. I think that could be cool.
Yeah, but
I don't think that will happen, but it would be cool.
Because also when it comes to like big ticket characters for that, it's like Rocket, Groot, Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Drax, that one, I think even though he loves the character, but he's been pretty vocal against everything.
Yeah,
so
the James Gunn stuff has affected him the most, it seems.
I could see him not coming back. Black Panther, everybody, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
All the Black Panther
Spider-Man,
people are good.
because there's a movie.
We're going to discuss it more later, but Doctor Strange is good.
You're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
Dr. Strange
Mantis,
is good.
maybe not.
I think she's fine. She just showed
fine
up.
too. Winter Soldier, and Falcon, you're both coming back. And so you're probably fine too. See, the thing is, they got to have at least one of these boys or girls.
And so it's got to be the big ones. It's got to be the top dogs. It's got to be one of our top three. So going back to that, Marry, fuck, kill. No, no. Of the, do you think there's a chance? Let me rephrase it. How likely do you think it'll be that all three die?
Let's say it in the nicest way possible. They're going to retire, like you said. So I'd go with Thor either goes to Valhalla or just kind of goes off space, does whatever. And it's kind of just
him
done.
And Bruce are hitchhiking.
There you
Lonely
go.
Man score.
There you go. Also, that sounds kind of cool. Thor hitchhiking across the country or whatever with his like cane. So when he like stamps it down, you get your whatever. Cap, time travel shenanigans, or just you're dead.
Yeah. And
then Tony, I think you just retire him to be in President United Tony Land, whatever. Like he's kind of by himself.
This, by the way, I'm not a huge fan of
K-26 is Thor ain't dying, by the way.
Of Tony's like proteges in the comics. None of them has really stuck out to me. But this version of Iron Man, I think, would be a really cool mentor character. I guess he is the Spider-Man. Never mind. It's just weird because that's not how I perceive that character. You know what I mean? As Tony Stark's student. Anyway, it would be interesting to see him as a mentor. I think that's a good thing. Although I could see if they really wanted to like draw a line in the sand, like the Thor, Cap, Iron Man, and Hulk all have to like unite their hands, and all of them get sucked up into
with the
space.
Power of heart, water, fire,
exactly.
Earth,
and so as far as anybody's concerned, they're donezo.
They turn into a big tree, and then we all go pray to the tree because that stops Thanos. That's one. But also, I think just side characters. I just thought about this. I was like, who else disappeared? I was like, Hank Pym.
Yeah.
He probably, if you needed to cut a character, the oldest person you have cast, like. Yeah. If he was tired, I'd understand. If you wanted to give him a break, I get it.
I think the people we would lose, the people we're definitely getting back are the people that vanished in the thing. Gamora was prior to that, so that would be interesting to see what happens with that. Do you? Do you think we'll see any of the other than Captain Marvel? Do you think we'll see like hints or nods to upcoming?
My big theory is that it's either between two next big villains. One is Doctor Doom, which would be really cool because now they got the characters you can hint to whatever you want to because it's a cape, so it could be anything. Or Kang, because they own Kang, or they probably do now, and it's time travel shenanigans. So if you tease that now, that would be kind of a fun way of like
maybe whatever their
future.
time travel stuff awakens Kang or whatever.
There you go, or it gets his attention. So it's like
that would be cool if they jump to. Man, I'm a sucker for this stuff. If they jump to the future. Here, how do I phrase this? when it comes to Easter eggs like that, Spider-Verse, like just deep cut Marvel references, Spider-Verse was much more giving than the MCU typically is.
Yeah,
but it would be cool to do like a brief 2099 future, or like maybe you see they won't do this, but it would be so cool if you seeded that they travel to the future and they inadvertently create Kang.
Ooh, that's freaky. Because it's like an Iron Lad situation.
Yeah,
or they
like
show
what something they do is what awakens this kid to be like, wait, time travel. You know what I mean?
You took it there. Well, okay, so I was looking through the cast. That's why I had this out. But yeah, for the most part, I think we're safe. But I think big three, they're going to retire or die in some way. Yes. But I like the idea of them seeding the future villain in this movie. Yeah. But also, it doesn't need to be a big thing. It could just be that for a second, someone 100%
or a post-credit scene. Do you think we'll get like in the first Avengers movie, we had a post-credit that was Thanos. Do you think we'll have an equivalent to this one, or do you think it'll be more like shawarma?
I think what we'll get is Spider-Man getting a call. It's like, hey, do you know someone's jacked your style, and he's out in San Francisco, and he's interviewing people, and he's got a black suit. Is Tom Hardy?
Yeah. That's what everybody wants. Yeah, the Tom Hardy.
I think you could have some fun teases, but maybe the post-credit stuff could be more somber. Not somber, but it could be like a light note. So it's like, hey, we got to tell our serious story, but don't worry, it's still like got some humor in it, and like there is a bright future, even though it's the end for some characters. Like, that's probably what we'd get. But guys, let us know what you think in the comments down below. Let's move on to our next big story, to the one that DJ, I need to hear your full thoughts on. Let's talk about Sonic the Gopher. He's here, my dude. Sonic the Hedgehog's getting a movie, the whole new Speed Hero.
It's hard to express.
Well, it's from the makers of Fast and the Furious, you ding dong. It's gonna be great.
It's such a weird reference because you know there's some executives that are like, yeah, Speed. Yeah, like they're both fast.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but
I think it's more that the Fast and Furious has this weird fandom that, like, I don't know anyone that, like, secretly loves them a lot. I mean, like, there's people who enjoy them.
The Fast and Furious movies?
There's some people that, like, love them.
I love them a lot.
Then you should be excited about this.
I love the Fast movies. Everyone
should be excited. Yeah. Austin, pull up a picture of Sonic really quick from the poster. Why don't you let's talk
this
about
trash poster?
No. You're using mean words. Let's go specific. What do you not like about it?
I don't like his leg. I don't like how weirdly human. It's the uncanny valley
like he
stuff.
has like fingerprints.
It's like. I just don't. It's like, you know, when they made the Alvin and the Chipmunk movies, because to me this is the same thing. It's like we're gonna have a CG Sonic hanging out with James Marsden, who's live action. So it's basically the Chipmunk movies. It's like if they made those chipmunks anatomically correct to people, and it's like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? Like, why would you do that? What do you think when you see that poster?
Well, I don't like it. But you had a more visceral reaction to it.
I don't like the idea of this movie. I'd much rather have like a CG animated Sonic movie.
It's CG.
Because we talked about before, he is CG. I don't need him hang out with real people.
Jim Carrey. He's like a cartoon. He was like a cartoon in the 90s.
Yeah. He's Robotnik, right? I honestly don't hate that.
There's a plus.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I think his shoes could be improved. I hope we kind of ditch this poster and get a different poster.
Yeah, I hope we did. Well, have you seen the other one where you're looking straight down Sonic's junk out to the San Francisco Bridge?
What in the
I've got to bring this up. Hold on.
I think you found a fan poster because they've released a motion poster and then this one. That's all they've released so far. It's
supposed to be a standee. People are trying to confirm it.
Gotcha.
It's supposed to be a. There it is.
There's. What in the no? I go back and click the link. But okay, so the reason why I want to bring this up is like I know that DJ is a really big fan that you.
I am a big Sonic
watched
fan.
a lot of the animated series or the classic ones.
Look at this.
That can't be real. Like I don't think that doesn't.
But the legs, you know. Wait, bring up the other poster again. Let's compare shoes.
The shoes don't look right. The shoes don't look right at all.
Do they look the same as the poster?
These look better.
Austin, are we bringing up the poster?
Yeah,
bring up the poster real quick.
Let's take a look at that one.
Those are the same shoes. Those are the same shoes.
Similar. I don't think they're the same shoes.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, I am a big Sonic fan. There was an animated series when I was a kid, lovingly called Sonic Sat-Am, that was just really cool. It made, like, because Robotnik had taken over the world. It was like a post-apocalyptic world because in the games he's turning Sonic's friends into robots. Why? So it just kind of ran into that for a workforce. Yeah, you know, classic. Because he's trying to mine those rings and Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, he's trying to mine those rings and Chaos Emeralds for the power they provide. And so it actually invested in, as much as kid shows do, especially in the early 90s, it invested in its characters and the relationships and the world. And there's Sally Acorn right there. And so I think Sonic's supporting cast is some of the best in video games. I think there's a lot of cool stuff you can do there. I think there's more story to it than... we be honest, the Mario games are significantly more consistent in quality, but I think there's more story in the Sonic games that you could mine for stuff like a movie than say Mario. You know,
you can have stages in cities, deserts, beaches.
Well, and you've got the stuff that Robotnik's trying to do, and characters like Knuckles and stuff like that. So I think you could do a lot of really cool things with the character that don't involve live action people running around, and you could have a successful animated movie like Illumination's the one making the Nintendo ones.
They're making okay. Well, here's a pitch for you.
Okay,
so they've actually made a movie similar to this, where it's a mix with like a live action person, but mainly CGI. That actually got a sequel, so it didn't do that poorly. They had mainly all the animated characters were animated except for one human character, is the Smurfs.
Yes.
The Smurfs movies.
Yes.
How'd you feel about that, Neil Patrick Harris?
I haven't seen those movies.
Well, then I guess you can't.
But see, that's my point.
I guess you're wrong.
Smurfs are like, it's
another
the
blue
chipmunks.
character.
Yeah, they're trying. It's that same type of thing, and I'm worried that people will go see this trash. It can't be good, right?
It's way too early to call it. It is a poster.
But we've seen that poster.
We can't even see him.
And the basic concept is flawed.
Nah, they have plenty of TV shows out there, like you said, even more current ones that make this character popular. And Ben Schwartz is in it. Okay. And Fast and the Furious. I wrote a bunch of questions down that I'm not going to read out loud because, do you think he's going to have one eye or two? Austin, do you think he's going to have one eye or two?
I'm going to go with two.
2 eyes.
Yeah.
Well, normally, canonically, it's 1 eye, so...
Well, it's stylized. The design is stylized.
Canonically, those legs aren't so thick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you don't want muscles in there. Unrealistic body standards.
Just have it. You know, in the Smurfs movies, the Smurfs' arms are still like straws.
Well, yeah, they're not running around though at the speed of sound. I'll look
good
up the lyrics.
Yeah, no, you got it. You got it. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was pretty good. No, I think I don't know how we always bungle video game movies. Wait, I just figured it out. It's because they're made because executives see something that's making money and they're like, yeah, let's slap that name onto this thing, and they don't care. And what needs to happen with video game movies is what happened with superhero movies, where they realized where you got people that actually cared and realized you could tell good stories with this stuff, even though it is over the top and it's colorful and it's crazy and it's technically for kids. You could actually tell good stories. Video game movies need the same thing to happen, where people actually, it's not them just cashing a check or trying to bank off name recognition. They're actually like, no, I have a story I want to tell.
You know what's tough though? I also think it's like you got to honor the source material by like paying respect to it without being embarrassed by it, which a lot of things are embarrassed by it.
Well, and that's the thing, and I think that's what this is. They're like, let's look at Sonic. How do we make him cool?
Well,
and a real fan, people that really care, like, no, Sonic already is cool. Like Marvel's perfect at this.
Spider-Verse is the best example.
Spider-Verse is the best example, but MCU does a really good job of like, I think if like Doctor Strange had been made 10, 15 years ago, they were like, how do we get rid of that stupid costume?
Yeah.
And Marvel was like, no, like give the people the costume because that's what they want. And I think that's part of Marvel's success because they're so good at like no, none of this is, I mean, they get out of some of the soap opera drama stuff that when I'm a fan of. That's why I like the CW shows, you know what I mean? But like for the most part, when it comes to at least the superficial stuff, they don't put their nose down to it. You know what I mean? They try and make it happen.
Yeah, and I think when a lot of video games, they kind of get video game movies, they get embarrassed by
100%.
And Sonic's, to be honest, looking at it on paper without being a fan of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Sonic. Who doesn't like Sonic games? But like, I don't know the lore behind it. I could see why you get embarrassed because it's like it's animated characters, but like, what if we made it live action? Those are successful. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
How do we explain all this? Then you get embarrassed. But if you threw that away and you just kind of just told a story in the world and you didn't really care about it, you'd be rolling around at the speed of sound. You got places to go. Got to follow my rainbow. Can't stick around. Have to keep moving on. what lies ahead, only one way to find out. And the way to find out is that we got to see an actual teaser for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I guess. But if you want some good Sonic stories,
Had to figure
check
that
out
one out.
check out the Sonic Saturday morning cartoons. I think there was 2 versions of them at the same time. I think it's on Netflix. It's on one of those channels where you can go watch it. One of those apps. Also, if you check out the Archie comics, Sonic comics,
Which ran forever.
Yeah, and they were set in the same world, so they had a lot of the same characters from the show. It definitely got bogged down. Archie comics.
As Archie?
As long as Archie, not as long as Archie.
okay,
Yeah. They had some cool stuff, and it's like there again, like so many, like you were saying, you don't need to be embarrassed by it. There's stories to tell here. You know what I mean? Like you've got a human character coming to a world of animals, exploiting their world for their resources. Like there's a story in there. You know what I mean? So,
and I think that's all they got to do. I think that's the simplest story. And you can have Jim Carrey. Fine, do it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's definitely a little more spindly than Robotnik normally is.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a little gut, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, and invest. You could. Sonic has such a rich cast of characters. Invest in those characters.
Knuckles.
Weirdly,
Where is
right
he?
here.
There he is.
I say save Knuckles for a sequel, personally.
Don't be too cagey.
Yeah,
Get
don't
him
be.
get
But
him
he
out
is my
there.
favorite. Knuckles is one of my all-time favorite video game characters, so I'm all for it.
I really wish.
It's like Tommy from Power Rangers. You gotta set up everything.
I'm really bummed that Tails and Knuckles aren't playable in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Like not even Tails.
I mean, maybe unlockable. There's still got DLC characters
Got
coming
5 rounds of DLC characters.
Only
Hopefully
5.
they're in there.
Yeah.
But let's get on and keep moving through all of our news. We got quickie news really quick. Let's talk about the Ultraman series come to Netflix eventually. I went to Wikipedia and I pulled a sentence. So buckle up. Here we go. Here's a synopsis for Ultraman. When the Earth is threatened by alien invaders and giant monsters, the world relies on the Science Patrol, a special anti-monster defense agency armed with high-tech weaponry and vehicles to combat these threats from the unknown. When the Science Patrol's weaponry is ineffective and all hope is lost, one of their members, Hayata, transforms into a giant alien called Ultraman to defeat the monstrous menace threatening the Earth, unbeknownst to the other Science Patrol members who are unaware of his secret identity.
I'm into it. I like the secret identity stuff.
You nailed Voltron. I wouldn't mind if you made this animated like that. It'd look really cool.
Yeah, I'm an Ultraman fan. I used to have an action figure when I was a kid, and seeing this stuff made me like, could we get Ultraman in those Godzilla shared universe movies? Like that'd be cool.
Is that like a thing, or would it just be fun?
Cool, because Ultraman's giant. Typically, Ultraman's like
huge. No, I
yeah.
But
So
fight
it'd be
Godzilla
cool.
or
No, and that's why it would be so cool.
Netflix owns him,
He
though.
probably has fought Godzilla at some point. Let's be real.
Yeah, Godzilla went to hell one time in a comic.
Yeah.
So they probably fought. But
saying.
let's also talk about Scott Derrickson returning for Doctor Strange 2. He directed the first film, and he did Sinister.
Yeah.
And first time through Doctor Strange, even saw it twice in theaters. Second time slept through it, but I still enjoyed it. But then rewatching it, I'm like, oh, this does a lot of explaining. But to be fair, I would say the whole movie's worth it for the backwards time fighting scene and the multiverse like brain melting scene.
That's one of the best.
It's amazing
MCU scenes ever.
Yeah.
When he's all that stuff. I'm hoping that now that the origin's out of the way, we can get to more interesting things.
Like they talked about they want to do Nightmare. And
Sure.
they also set up Baron Mordo as like an antagonist.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's see what that means, even though rewatching that movie, it makes not a lot of sense. But
I'm not. Doctor Strange is not one of my favorite MCU movies, but I really like the character. So I'm hoping that like sequel, maybe they'll get a new rhythm to it. And again, origin stuff kind of bogs down a lot of those movies. So like maybe now that the reins are off, we can get Doctor Strange's version of Winter Soldier.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind. That's a great pitch. But also, speaking of more superheroes, let's talk about Toxic Avenger getting a reboot.
Avenger.
So I looked this up really quick. It was
used to have a kids cartoon. That character had a kids cartoon in the 80s.
It really makes me sick to look at him. I'm gonna be honest.
You're not a fan?
I don't like him.
Keep that up a little bit longer, Austin.
I don't like it. So for people who are unfamiliar with Toxic Avenger, I looked him up. He was a nerd that got doused in acid or something and then got lit on fire. And then, that's what he looked like. He got super strength, super big.
Yeah.
Did I about do it?
That's about do it. Yeah. Troma, for people that don't know, Troma is like a super low budget. They're like Proto Asylum. You know what I mean? Like super low, but no budget movies.
Asylum, the movie studio?
The studio. Yeah.
Movie studio.
Yeah. So like, and they have fun with it. They're like, they're exploitation films. Like it's funny that Toxic Avenger had a kids cartoon because his movie is not kids friendly.
I've heard that.
All.
A lot of Kate Houlihan's excited about it. There's a lot of people who are excited about this. Well, you guys got your stuff. I got my stuff. Like, I'm excited for. Well, that one's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, damn it, I had such a good segue, but you're right. We'll bring it up really quick. Not still going down the depression slopes. Let's talk about Amy Adams not coming back to the DCEU. From her mouth, she was giving somebody a tour. I believe it's from an upcoming DC movie, maybe Amber Heard. Okay. No, it was Nicole Kidman because she was back because of Aquaman, and even though she's been in a DC movie before, but they gave her a tour and was like, "You still doing that?" And she kind of like offhand was like, I think they're doing something else now. And it was just like, oh, so she's probably not doing this
if Amber Carroll's not coming back, like Lois Lane and Clark Kent are a package deal. So if one's not there, you're going to get rid of both of them.
Wouldn't mind if he kept Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White. That was a really good.
Or just as anything. I like him as an actor.
But moving on to good news, the thing I'm excited about is Pixar's Onward. It's their next film after Toy Story 4.
I have no idea what this movie is. I'm just excited for it. It's a Pixar movie.
We have a release date and a cast.
Font is cool.
March 6th, 2020, starring Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Octavia Spencer, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Those are people I like.
And they revealed the plot, Disney did, at D23, and it follows a world of suburban fantasy populated by beings of fantasy stories like trolls, elves, centaurs, and more. And in this world, machines take the place of magic, so elves who use cell phones and centaurs eat fast food. Instead of being mysterious, glamorous creatures, unicorns are like raccoon-like pests. Anthropomorphic trees grow in the middle of parking lots. They like started listing up a lot of stuff.
Bright.
Huh?
It's like that Netflix movie Bright with Will Smith.
Yeah, but good. Sorry. It would be more approachable by most audiences. Probably more loved. Speaking of loved, let's talk about Lego Movie 2, the second one, because they put out a little Christmas short that you should go look up really quick. Just do a little Google. That's a Google sound. And you can go watch it. I watched it, and I was having a bit of an anxious night 2 nights ago, and this one brought me a lot of joy. So if you want to watch that and have a lot of fun, you can go ahead and watch that. Also, you could watch the Godzilla trailer because that one brought me a lot of joy too.
That's really cool. I'm very excited about that. I'm into the big monster movies.
Another thing we talked about on the IMDb show. Yeah, this could be really great.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. That's a good place to leave it.
Yeah, really want it to be good.
Yeah.
But also, speaking of something that we kind of want to be good, Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
That's coming to Netflix.
Yes.
And it's based on a comic by Gerard Way and David Aja.
Gabriel Ba.
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
Just
Gabriel
by me.
Yeah.
Let us know really quick. What's the quickie summary of this? Because the trailer, I thought we both kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was actually surprised because I love the comic, and part of basically there was these 8 or more miraculous birth. Actually, I think it is more, but there's only 8 remaining when they grow up. But anyway, there's several children born out of mysterious circumstances, and this strange Professor X character, more like the Chief from Doom Patrol, adopts them and tries to raise them to be super people, and we see them as adults, and they are all super damaged and didn't turn out so great, and trying to process that. In hindsight, it was 100% Gerard Way being like, hey, nobody's calling me up to write Doom Patrol, so I'm just going to write my own Doom Patrol. And now he's written Doom Patrol.
He showed them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fun. It's quirky. Gabriel Ba's art's amazing. It's just really full of... The introduction to the second volume was written by Grant Morrison, and that explains a lot. The two of them are friends.
Oh, cool.
And so there's definitely a lot of influence from that. So the first images from Umbrella Academy looked very like cool. You just
TV movie.
Yeah, like just a live action version of like there's in this version he's got a big robot suit. In the comic he's got a robot gorilla suit. So it's a head on a giant gorilla body. And it's just kind of like, if you can't capture that strange, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like I look at that art and I think it'd be a great stop motion movie.
Yeah.
That said, the trailer did look like a lot of fun. It did look like it's going to be able to take some time to dive into concepts that the comic moves at a very brisk pace.
Oh yeah.
Dive into that the comic doesn't really touch on. So it could be a really cool companion. I will say, if you looked at that trailer and you're like, dope, there's only like 2.5 volumes of Umbrella Academy. Super easy to pick up on, and I can't recommend it enough.
Well, congrats to Gerard Way.
Yeah,
you're doing a lot, man.
Congrats to getting that paycheck, man. That's with a lot of these live action adaptations, because a lot of them are kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy that the creater's getting a paycheck.
And that shit of cheese.
And you hope for when it comes to these kind of like quirky indie properties, you're hoping for more happy. Happy was a win.
Happy was a win. That's on Netflix, and you should go watch it. But another upcoming movie property coming out is Brightburn. It stars Elizabeth Banks and Roy from The Office.
Yeah,
I'm so
100%.
sorry. You have a name.
And off-brand Superman. Like
Yeah.
one. If you thought like when people were like, "Oh, it's evil Superman," 100%. They're not even trying to disguise it all that much.
No. And I don't think that was the point either. For me,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, you know what's fun is like when you just kind of like take a popular idea like that and just kind of turn around its head and tell a different story of it. And since Injustice has taken his time making that movie, here's the version of that that's absolutely frightening.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm on board with it. It was produced by James Gunn, which you could do whatever you want with that information. But I like the actors, and it looks like an interesting horror movie thriller for next year. And like it will probably not be what I want it to, but I still am probably gonna go see it.
I'm trigger shy with stuff like this because there's about 1 million evil Superman comics that seem significantly more like a creative take than this one.
It's crazy.
This seems like a pretty by the numbers evil Superman situation.
No,
and so
it's Omen, but Superman powers.
Yeah. So I hopefully they shake it up more because this leans heavily into like Superman origin.
Oh yeah.
And I'm hoping that they like, you know, there's comics like The Sentry or Irredeemable, even Injustice. They find a more creative take on the idea of like, hey, Superman, but bad. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping this has something something extra to bring to the table other than what if Superman was evil as a kid.
I think you're expecting too much. Personally,
that's
I think,
why the trailer didn't do much for me because I also think I'm not expecting too much.
I think it's just the low budget. Like,
Yeah.
here's simple idea and we make it. But whatever, you guys let us know what you think.
The costume looks cool.
Yeah, that kid's probably doing okay.
Yeah.
But also we've got some news of a possible Plastic Man movie, live action. Whatever that means. And I pitched that no CGI. They should all do it practically because that will turn out.
You know who would have been perfect for this about 10 to 15 to 20 years ago?
To 30 to 40.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, which I guess he kind of already did. It was called The Mask.
Yeah.
And it was rad.
If you guys want something that's totally different from the source material, watch The Mask.
Yeah, The Mask is dark.
Yeah,
The
it's
Mask
a super violent comic.
Dark. I'm going to be honest. I think they made the right call with that one personally.
Yeah, same.
But who would be a good Plastic Man now?
Ben Schwartz. I think that's an easy one where it's like, because you want something like.
But he's Sonic.
But
he
think,
can't be both.
I know, right? But like, think Jean-Ralphio from Parks and Rec, where it's a little obnoxious, but there's. Do you remember that one? Like, he has like 2 moments where he's actually genuinely sincere about something.
I do not remember those
it's
moments.
Great. It's at the end of the series, and he's like, I love you, Leslie. And he says that like genuinely, and she's like, I know. And it's like this moment where it's like, you get it. And also, whenever he's sad, like he actually says something really honest, but for the most part, he's this obnoxious kind of cartoon. And that's what Plastic Man is. So it's like, if you can have some fun and make him more human, Ben Schwartz can do that.
You could do that. Honestly, I think I would rather see Plastic Man in a team situation like a Justice League, because seeing him bounce off of, especially this version of the Justice League, seeing him like pester those characters would be very entertaining.
And Shazam, based on if that movie turns out good, the character they seem like to be creating and Plastic Man together would be really, really fun.
That's coming out soon.
Really soon.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. And then really quick, last 2 stories. Lego Batman 2 is in the works, which is very exciting because duh. And also Venom 2. That's not as exciting as Lego Batman. But
for Sam.
For the
people in China, it might be significantly more
they
exciting.
They must have loved it. That's not me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but you know what?
and Aquaman. Venom and Aquaman were the big winners in China.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for Aquaman. But guys, we have a different movie review for you. And we'll be right back.
They'll probably
after
also do well in China.
This quick little thing. Check out this. Welcome back. We're going to talk about a movie that just came out that you guys can run out to the theaters or not and go see.
Or not.
Well, you know, it just depends on what you guys want to do. We're going to be talking about Mortal Engines. Before we get into that, I do actually need to say a genuine thank you to Real D for inviting us to a screening.
Yeah.
Because these screenings are amazing, and they give us great food. We get to meet amazing people, and we genuinely have a good time.
Yeah,
But
and I will say that if this is a movie you're really dedicated to seeing, possibly consider seeing it in 3D because it did look cool.
yeah, they actually
Something
did a good
I
job
will
with the
say
conversion.
about Mortal Engines is it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
You were always not on board with this movie, from what I remember talking to you about it. I will say I looked at the trailers. I'm like, the moving city thing looks cool to me. The steampunky stuff looks cool to me. So I was like, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm about to read off the info for this, but
Yeah.
basically as soon as this first trailer came out, December last year,
Wow.
that's when I vaguely remember that, because it was just a teaser of like the London chase. Yeah, I wasn't on board with it, but hey, maybe you guys are. Before we get into that, though, let's talk about the directors. Christian Rivers is written by Fran Walsh, Philippa Boyens, and with the writing credit, Peter Jackson.
I would like to point out that these are the 3 people that wrote the Lord of the Rings movies.
That's what they like to, from the people who brought you the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, just pointing that out that the same people that wrote Lord of the Rings wrote this movie. Just saying that real quick.
There you go. And the cast is Hera Hillman, Hugo Weaving, Robert Sheehan, Stephen Lang. There's a bunch more people in there. Those are 4 biggies. And the synopsis reads as follows. In a post-apocalyptic world where cities ride on wheels and consume each other to survive, 2 people meet in London and try to stop a conspiracy. So the majority of this movie follows a young girl infiltrating London, which is now a moving city that has moved over from the UK to Europe.
Yeah.
They're at Europe now. And the whole world's gone to poop. And it's like 1,000 years after it's all gone to poop.
And kind of an obscure, we never really find out why the moving city situation was the correct response to why the world went to poop, because it's different than your typical nuclear devastation. It is important to point out that this is based on novels that I believe were published in the early 2000s. There's a whole bunch of these and prequel books, and they are targeted toward young adults.
Oh, yeah.
It is also worth pointing out that Peter Jackson got the rights to this about almost 10 years ago.
So he's been sitting on this.
Yeah,
or been chewing on it.
And if you think about the movies that were coming out almost 10 years ago, that makes sense.
Yeah, this would have been another young adult movie that kind of came out like the 5th Wave, which that book was well regarded, but the movie, anybody remember that one? No, it came out January 2nd.
And I saw an interview where somebody asked him, like, why is now the right time to make Mortal Engines? And Peter Jackson was like, because I didn't want to lose the rights.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So you're getting a young girl who's infiltrating London and teams up with a young historian.
Sure.
And they go on an adventure so you are able to explore the world, this new world through their eyes, and how people have adapted 1,000 years after the apocalypse with moving cities, flying cities, and more based on the trailer that we didn't see. There was a narration saying cities underwater too, which that never happened. But overall thoughts. I'm gonna go to DJ first because I think you enjoyed this movie more than I did. Actually, I know you did.
I mean, that's a qualified. Yeah, that's a low bar you're setting. But here's the thing. I think the director Christian Rivers is kind of like Peter Jackson's go-to special effects design guy.
Oh, wow.
He worked on the Lord of the Rings movie, Lord of the Rings, Hobbits, a lot of those movies. And so this is kind of him passing the baton to him. And I think this movie looks great. Everything about the production design, the cities look cool, the texture of everything looks cool, the costuming looks cool. It feels like if I was a kid, this world would definitely be a world I'd be like, oh, I want to explore every part of this. I see the appeal of the people that read the books, and if you were seeing the movies, seeing all these little details.
Is that based on you seeing the movie, or is that taking that idea and you're thinking like, oh, if this was in a book, I would want to...
I seen the movie. Seeing the movie got me into the idea of the moving cities. I wish there was a little bit more effort put into like the specifics of like why and like how maybe. Also, I think maybe if you didn't set it in our world, maybe it'd be a little bit easier to buy the concept. Once it's like, that's London, you're like, wait a second. But I think this movie will be good for kids in that, even though it gets, spoiler, it gets crazy violent. That stuff, I think they'll be into the world. That said, I think having watched this movie, I think a skill that Fran Walsh, Philippa Boyens, and Peter Jackson did not pick up on Lord of the Rings was the ability to edit themselves. Like they try to fit the full book's worth of stuff into one movie, and so you don't really get to spend any time getting to know the characters in any meaningful way. The world looks cool, but you don't really spend any time in it to like understand the dynamics of how it is to live in these world, how it affects these characters, their worldview, any of that stuff. It's just a lot of run around, a lot of plot stuff, and a lot of like low tier young adult novel dialogue. And maybe that's these are the writers. Maybe they had bet. I don't know. Fans of the books can correct me. Maybe the Lord of the Rings is better source material to adapt than Mortal Engines.
I mean, maybe, but also I really like King Kong.
Yeah.
I enjoy King Kong.
If you've seen it, that's also good source material. The original movie's great.
True.
Yeah.
So the current Rotten Tomatoes score we have is 35%, and
Yes,
personally,
as of this recording.
And personally, I would have put it lower. That's me, and I'm not going to be mean about that because that's not the point of doing a review. Just being honest. I went in with some expectations of it probably not being good, but our job is to review things, so I need to just take that and I throw it away. So when it opens, you get that scene from the trailer where you're seeing like London and the smaller cities, and you're getting an idea of where things are. Like, this is how these people understand the world.
Yeah.
And for a second, I'm like, you know what? Even though there's something just fundamentally just that doesn't make sense about this, throw that away. And you mentioned before we went in, a lot of this seems like an anime, like an anime, like the larger than life storytelling, where it's like, does it quite make a lot of sense? Like, no, and that's okay, and like let's let it run.
Yeah.
And then people spoke, and I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't do it anymore because you're right. The world and a lot of the effort they put into like make it look cool and like fill out every area of it. It's like, this is super interesting.
Yeah, they were definitely way into the aesthetic of everything.
Yeah. And so as soon as people spoke, it's like, because it's beat by beat the same. You've seen this movie. You've seen this movie
100%.
a million times over. It's exactly what you think. A girl who's a little rugged. You got the guy who's like, he can't even step on his own, walk around. You know, it's like, okay, like he's a moron, and like they get in. Actually, this is the same opening to Ants, the Woody Allen animated movie. They get kicked out of the hive, and they got to walk their way back to the hive. That's what it is. They had to get back to London. And it's them exploring the world.
So the first 2/3 of the movie are ants, and then spoiler, the final third, they just decide to be Star Wars, like 100%. Like about halfway through the never-ending climax that every one of these big budget movies need, that climax that just doesn't seem to ever stop. You're like, wait. This is just Star Wars.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And like, we don't need to get into specifics
mostly New Hope, but a little bit of Empire Strikes Back, but 100% just Star Wars.
And I don't think this book series is big enough to pull off what a lot of other young adult series do, like Twilight. Like, okay, Twilight's an example where it's like those movies.
When you say big enough, you mean popular enough?
Popular enough because in a movie like Twilight or a movie like
20 years ago,
they could have done this, but they can't really now. Or Hunger Games, where like that was an international phenomenon.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times in this movie, a character will show up, and they'll have like a crazy look to them or something.
Yeah, like the camera will zoom in, the music will be whatever, and you're like, oh, this is probably a character from the book, I guess.
Everyone does one of those like video game pauses where it's like, and it's like, and they'll stay on that character. It's like, I don't know who this is. They haven't introduced their name. I think they said it once. Why should I care? Yeah. And it's like a lot of stuff. It's just like this really big ambiguous stuff. A lot of new vocabulary that's being thrown at you all the time, so you can understand the world.
This is one of those genre movies that loves its fantasy words.
Yeah.
Like really invests into like, hey, what? This guy is basically just a bounty hunter, but what can I call him that makes it really strange and hard to remember? You know?
There's a lot of questions throughout the movie, and it doesn't take the time to ever answer them. If anything, it just keeps adding more, or it will throw away the question.
And the problem is, it's so invested in building out the world that it doesn't take any time to add any type of personality or depth to its characters in any way, shape, or form.
Also, a lot of just like big question marks. Like, I have my just fundamental problem with, which people are going to call me out in the comments, which is fine, about the premise. If you can sell me on crazy premises, because I remember Valerian, City of a Thousand Planets. I'm like, what does that mean? And when I found out like what that means, means. I'm like, that's super interesting. Okay, I don't know if that could ever happen, but that's a great premise. I think the movie's not good.
But Valerian is like 2/3 of a good movie. But we're talking about something else.
Something else. But I mean, you can take big ideas and you can boil them down so that people can understand them.
Yeah.
And this one, it keeps introducing them and just says, well, you should have already been on board from the start.
Turn into the sequel, and then we'll get to this. Yeah.
And there's just plot holes all over the place. Anyways, overall, I think this is I think it's a sloppy movie that's very pretty. And and I think the 3D actually was very competent, and I think it was really good. And a lot of the visual effects and like parts of the world building are interesting.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to learn a little bit more about the rest of the world, but I don't want to buy a movie ticket to go see it.
No, 100%. And also, there's a couple cities we're introduced to that I'm like, I like the idea of this. You should have worked a little bit more on the logistics, because this is basically literally a powder keg. But anyway.
Yeah, like it's super
dangerous. And like I feel like if people were actually to live here, they would have figured out a way to make it not like
a nightmare.
Yeah. Can I just take a second, because we like to be positive?
Yeah. So what's the positive?
Can I take a second to talk about easily my favorite character in the movie? And I don't think it's a spoiler, because they've been talking about. I've seen a bunch of other things talking about it.
It's a book too.
Exactly. Yeah. It's played by Stephen Lang. It's a character named Shrike, and I didn't have almost any investment in any of the characters until Shrike showed up. And Shrike is such a weird idea, and it just comes. It's just like suddenly the Terminator shows up in a movie, and you're like, I didn't see this happening, and I got really into it. Like basically, his connection to the main character, his goals. All of that are so strange and unique that it stood out from the rest of the movie, because the rest of the movie is pretty much boilerplate young adult stuff, dystopian fantasy. That stuff was so weird. I'm like, more of like you can get rid of at least 10 or 12 characters in this movie, but don't leave this one on the cutting room floor, because this is a guy. There's some potential here, and Stephen Lang does a good job with it. Again, it's none of it's aesthetically it's cool. It does cool things. The weirder stuff that this movie did interested me more, just because it was different. You know what I mean? Just because it was different than your typical.
I'd say my positive would be the world building.
Yeah.
And I think if you thinned it out a little bit, you would have had significantly. You could have had something really interesting.
Sheila Weaving's character has a daughter that apparently is a big deal in the book, and you should have cut right out of this movie. and there's a character she hangs on.
Yeah, whatever.
Cut right out of the movie.
And cute boy or a hot boy who's an ass. That's there. It's like, don't care about any of it.
They introduce about 12 pirate characters that we don't need to have the time spent on them that they have spent on them. You know what this movie did make me want? A BioShock movie. Is that weird? Like about 30 minutes in this movie watching, I was like, you know what I'd want is a BioShock movie.
I do. I mean, I want a BioShock movie.
Because it's got that steampunk design, or I guess whatever.
But those are our positives. We do usually 4 total, just little quick summaries.
Yeah.
When it comes to negatives, it's the script. It's so, there's some stuff that's just so mind-numbingly plain. Both bumbling guy's attractive and he's smart, but not capable in a fight. So he's here. I guess that'll be his journey throughout this movie.
Yeah.
And then when he's like tagging along with the girl, he's like, "Oh man, you're so capable. Trip. Eat dirt." Like I don't know. Like it's just like sweet Christ, can just anything happen that makes sense in this? And anyways, getting a little off track. I'm gonna start being mean. I don't need to. I think the script could be tighter. I think you could thin the herd when it comes to so many characters don't need to be in this movie. And third, lots of stuff just doesn't make sense. Lots of just one flying city, whole infrastructure of it makes zero sense.
Yeah.
One threat.
Yeah.
One threat is all it needs, and it's not. It's like built out of flammable fabric and loose wood.
All you need to do is plug in something wrong, and there'd be one spark, and you're done.
And it's so in that scene, there's a sign explaining these are the no-nos, and then no one followed it. It doesn't make. That doesn't make any sense. There's so much stuff they introduced that you can't even follow any of it. At one point, they introduce different types of cities at nighttime, and then you get cooler looking cities. They're those are fun.
Yeah.
But it keeps throwing it at you. You're just like.
Yeah, this is a movie that desperately wants to be a series.
Yeah,
that wants to be not like a franchise, but literally like a TV show with 13 episodes.
Yeah, but they couldn't afford it with how big. This is literally how big this is.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. The dialogue is my favorite one is because all of it's pretty like there's a pretty tin-eared dialogue. Everything's pretty like on the nose. But the one where they really whiffed it, they could have gotten away with something a little subtle, and they really whiffed it. There's a character that likes to collect doll parts, and one of the characters like, where's the little girl is like, where's the heart go? And he's like, it doesn't have a heart. I'm like, there you go, because he's whatever, like me. We got it. We were on board with it. I spent a good chunk of the movie trying to figure out a good metaphor for how the movie made me feel, and I told it to you after the movie, where it's like if you go to a concert, right? And like the stage goes dark and then these bright lights come on and the smoke's there and the drummer rises out from the stage and you're like, wow, this is amazing. And it's the most expensive, elaborate drum set you've ever seen in your life. And you're like, oh man, they're going all out and he's dressed to the nines. It's crazy. And then he pulls out 2 hammers and then plays offbeat with the hammers, destroying the drum kit. Like there's no rhythm to it. There's no musicality to it. And so it's like, I mean, like your presentation was good, but you might have wanted to learn to play the drums before you
that's a good
invested all that
box.
Money into it.
That's a good quote on the box. It's the subtlety of a drummer playing with hammers.
Yeah. It's just a lot of the dialogue is and characterization and plot is real tough to get through. If you caught this like
10 to 20 years ago.
Well, no, but if you were just like it was on TV and it was muted, you would just stop and be like, oh, man, that looks really cool.
Yeah, like in a bar.
Yeah,
like
it
was on at a Red Lobster.
That happened to me with Superman Returns. It was on. I did not enjoy that movie. And then a couple years later, I was doing stuff and it was on HBO. And I just stopped. I'm like, oh, this movie looks cool.
Yeah, like the dentist. Yeah. You're just like, well, I can't go anywhere else. I guess it's the worst thing to look at.
So what would yours, what's on the box be?
Don't. That's mean.
Don't, please.
But
please
true.
Don't.
I gotta be nice.
I mean, you don't
no,
gotta.
It's don't. Sorry, it's don't.
It's don't.
Just don't.
Yeah.
But if we were rated out of 10,
yeah, what would you get at? Wait. No. It's a 60-minute war. That's the war that ended everything.
True.
So out of 60.
8.
Wow. Wow, 9. That even got a woof from Austin back there. Yeah.
9. Maybe.
So what letter grade is that? F?
Very much. Very much.
Wow, I feel like that's a lower grade than you gave Transformers, maybe.
I mean.
You're like, I dispute that. I dispute that.
Well, then I'll change that one to this. I think it's just because our review of it made it more fun where we got to like tear into it. But since it's a little bit, we're trying to be spoiler free.
So I would give this a C-.
That is significantly higher than I thought.
Yeah, I'd give it a C-. So that is a 40.
Oh, you do the math. I got that.
Is that a 40?
I made my number easy.
Is that a 40?
You're asking
35?
Austin's busy right now.
Yeah.
He can't help you. I got nothing here.
Yeah, so 35, 40. You'll let me know in the comments down below, but I'd give it a C-.
Wait, it was a 60-minute war?
Yeah, so out of 60.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
hey,
guys,
we didn't get this job because of our math skills,
yeah,
okay?
Definitely not. But guys, let us know if you do see the movie, if you've read the book, what do you think? And if I'm being too mean, you didn't see it. So let's go ahead and move on to the poll list.
Real quick. Yeah, let's get through this real quick. It's going to be a big week next week. So here are the comics you should be looking out for. Over in DC, you've got Aquaman 43. This is the beginning of a new story arc with a new creative team, Kelly Sue DeConnick and Robson Roca. All right, so that's going to be, and if you're excited about the new Aquaman movie, this is a good jumping on point for that comic, and the cover is dope.
That's really good.
Also, DC, you got Freedom Fighters #1. These are characters that were showed up sort of in the big Arrowverse crossover last year. Mm-hmm. Basically, they are on Earth X, where the Nazis have taken over, and they are a freedom fighting force trying to make America free again. So this is from Robert Venditti and Eddie Barrows. So if that interests you all, this is a new #1. Easy to jump onto.
Good, right? I really like Robert Venditti.
So there you go. So maybe it's worth checking out for you. Over in the indie world, this is my favorite comic holiday tradition. Klaus and the Crying Snowman. Every year, Grant Morrison and Dan Moore come out with a new Klaus comic. This is one where a dad has been turned into a snowman, and Klaus gets involved to try and save him, but also he has to fight Norse gods at the same time.
Of course, why not?
Love it. I love picking up these comics every year. I love love that this is a thing. Also over at Valiant, they've been teasing this for a long time, but Livewire is finally getting her own #1 comic.
Finally?
Yeah. And it's actually a really dark premise, basically to save a bunch of the Valiant universe versions of metahumans. To save them, she took out all the power in the nation, which caused untold catastrophe. So the way to describe it in the summary, she chose the few over the many, and now literally everybody in the world's after her.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see what they do with that, because that's a rough place to start your hero in.
I mean, she also was in Secret Weapons. She was the leader of that team, and that is a very good book.
And she was also a part of the Valiant's version of the Justice League. Yeah, so she's a big character for them.
Quick pitch for Secret Weapons, really quick.
Yeah.
It's as if you could pay to become an X-Men. So
Yeah.
you have to go through the most excruciating surgery possible. There's a 4 out of 5 chance you die.
Yeah.
1 out of 5 chance that you get powers, and there's no chance that you know what you're gonna get. And the secret weapons are about all the people who have the Z-list powers. Like, they can talk to birds.
Yeah.
They can turn to stone, but they can't move.
Yeah.
They can glow. Like, it's such a good book. Anyways.
So check that out too if you're interested
Yeah.
in more Livewire over at Marvel. We've got the end of their 2 big events right now. So we've got Infinity Wars #6 out of 6 by Jerry Dugan and Mike Diodato. And the end of Spider-Geddon with issue #5 by Christos Gage and Jorge Molina.
So, just really quick, I've been reading both of those. Spider-Geddon has actually been pretty good. Also, Christos wrote the Spider-Man PS4 game, which is he's a good boy.
Yeah.
And this
I believe
event,
he also wrote Thor movie. Whatever, doesn't matter.
he's worked on a lot.
Yeah.
But his story has been very fun so far. I mainly have to praise it for Spiders-Man, for the group of spiders that think that they're Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and then the giant, the Japanese Spider-Man that
Spider-Man,
that has the what is it? The big
the Paradon.
But what is it? It's
The mech.
The mech suit.
Yeah.
He's got a mech suit. It's amazing.
Yeah, so if you've been following those series, don't make sure not to miss out on the finales. If you haven't been following them, well, you missed out.
Yeah,
wait
missed
till
out,
the trade.
definitely. But don't miss out on our gaming, because we're gonna go play Super Smash Bros. We'll be right back.
Bye bye.
But welcome to Only Stupid Gaming. Guess what, gang? We're playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Go ahead and
Suck
click.
it.
Go ahead and click those. Go ahead and click
Wait.
those. Go ahead and click those. Go ahead and click those. Oh wait, I'll add you. Gang,
snap.
we're real excited to play this. Or at least I've been playing it. I've been working on it for a while, and so I've been able to unlock a lot of characters. If you guys have a Switch, I'll figure out how to add you guys so that we can all play together. I'd love it. It'd be great. DJ, how excited are you for this game?
Man, I'm really excited. I can already see a bunch of characters that I would love to play. Quick question: how do I change the appearance?
And you just go and click on them after you pick them. Just like in the old games. Watch, add your character. Pick a character. Gang, we're going to be playing through, we're going to do 4 rounds. Easy peasy. We're going to pick our winner.
Oh, I like this.
Ooh, well, I mean, it's American. He's a red-blooded
Oh,
American.
I like the hard hat. Oh, I'm gonna have to go hard hat.
I'm gonna have to try out Simon Belmont.
Man, you haven't been watching Castlevania on Netflix, have you?
No.
It gets crazy. It's
gonna-
actually really good.
I mean, I've heard it's very good.
I'm way into it, man.
But guess what game we're playing right now? A game where Simon Belmont and Mario
Can fight.
I can fight, and Mario's probably gonna beat me.
All right, hold on. So I haven't played. Oh, hold on. Oh no.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I'm trying to. Wow, I can throw that sucker and run. Oh wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're gonna get that out of here. Get that out of here. You can use the back trigger to. Usually,
Wait.
my boy.
There it is.
I usually play with Lucas. If you're familiar with the Mother game series.
That did not work out for me.
No,
if
it
I'm gonna be
didn't.
honest.
But I'm usually a Lucas boy and a Pikmin's boy. But let me throw it. Wait. Oh, wait.
Boom.
So if Simon Belmont, is he good in this show? Oh,
He's
good.
not in the show.
Simon Belmont's not in the show.
No. It takes place, I think, post-Simon? No, pre-Simon Belmont, I think.
Really?
In the
Wow, that
timeline.
is confusing. Get out of here. I want to... Oh, cool. Boop. Boop.
I probably don't want that on me, do I?
No, you're fine. Oh, you doink. Get out of here. Stop picking the cool stuff. You're getting all the cool stuff. All right, you just keep. Boom.
Oh no!
Oh, that's how you do, baby, Simon. You're not totally pointless.
Does Mario still have that like spin move that he used to do? There it is.
Well, I could throw this at you, can't I? Or you little doink. My doink. Can we get some my doinks in the chat, please, and thank you with the my D. Oh,
what is that?
That's a sword, my dude. That is a sword if I've ever seen one. I think it's the Bayonet. I think it's from Bayonetta.
That's a weird character that
Yeah.
is in here.
Well, I'm dead again, aren't I, huh? All right, gang, we're going to have to kill Mario. Ooh, you better go and get. You better go and get.
Oh, snap.
No, I said go on get. Austin, didn't I say go on get?
Confirmed he did say that.
Thank you, Austin. Austin, who is your main for Super Smash Bros?
Samus, very cool dude, a great boy character.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I finally a good boy character.
You gotta have a good boy character.
Yeah.
Samus, yeah.
Samus, definitely Zero Suit Samus.
Oh,
good
yeah.
boy
Good
character.
boy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's how you know it. Oh, you're still going to win. I guess I have more damage.
Oh, sudden death.
That's how you do, boy. We gotta switch up the characters every time. That's how we do. Can we get the best characters? We're getting a lot of my doinks in the chat. Thanks everybody for doinking
I
it
think
up.
the bit leader should choose one of our characters.
Oh, well, right now it's Davy Backwards Dad.
Davey Backwards Dad.
Hashtag Sammy.
I think you should be able to choose the winner's character, Davey
Oh yeah, for
Dad.
sure. Oh, new foe. Oh,
Uh-oh.
is that Daisy? I think that's Daisy. We gotta get Daisy. We gotta get. Oh crap! It's just me. Sorry, gang. We're not getting Daisy. That means they're actually like super duper good, and I am not prepared for that. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what, gang.
I like this little Mario Kart stage. By the way, this looks great.
Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, Simon, I'm gonna need you to whip out that chain. Whip it out. Whip it out. For sure. All right. Oh, wait. That means it's coming from above. All right. Oh, there we go, Daisy. You don't even know, man. You don't even know.
So Simon's new to Ultimate, correct?
Yeah. And so is Daisy, actually. I think she was a trophy, like an assist trophy before. So she finally graduated, gang. She got her wings. She gets to be a guardian angel now. All right, let's see.
You got this. You got this. You got this.
Yeah. Kirby's usually the one she's really handing me my own ass, really, right now on a plate. Go ahead, die. Just die. I'm gonna need you to die.
Oh!
There you go, Simon. Simon, dude, you got it. Now, when it comes to Castlevania,
oh well.
when it comes to Castlevania,
Yeah.
who's your favorite Dracula? If you had to guess, did you have a
If you had to
couple?
guess
or?
which draft, you're smoking, by the way, right now.
Oh, I'm throwing axes. I'm throwing.
Yeah.
You know what? Guess what? Simon Belmont's dead.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Oh,
gang?
right onto the screen.
Oh man, he's super dead. Cage, thanks for the bits, man. Appreciate it. Sam, come on, Sam. No.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sam-
All right, wait. Davey backwards dab. What should Sam play actually?
Samus.
Oh, Samus for
Samus.
sure. Samus for sure. You know what? I want to try out Pilot wings. Pilot wings. I'm a big fan of pilot wings.
What's pilot wings? Tell me a little bit about
It's
pilot
just-
wings. All right, hold on. Here's something I'm
Going
excited
to
about.
plane.
I saw this
Where is that?
earlier. Ryu.
Where's
Oh,
Samus?
yeah.
There's Samus. Let's switch her up.
All right, that's a
Ooh!
little underwhelming.
Oh, do you see that? Do you see that? The black and yellow. I'm like a
Yeah.
little bee. I'm like a little.
You are like
bee.
a little bee.
I'm like a little bee. I'm a big fan. We're gonna take a look at this level. Get ready for this one. Man, I actually don't know who's gonna win this one. Like even in like real life, like if you had to go up against
Yeah.
each other, I think Samus actually's got good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go, gang. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm gonna need you not to hit me. I'm gonna need you to back off. I'm gonna need you to back off. I got a very expensive suit on. I'm gonna need Ryu to not get in my. Ooh, ooh! You put on the Tanuki little ears. They look
Oh,
adorable.
that's so cool.
What, this little thing? Oh,
That's-
you mean? Oh, wait, why? Well, wait, don't do that. Don't do that. Wait, what are you doing? You don't need to do that. Wait, Austin, can you make him not do that?
I'm working on it.
All right, thanks, man. Can you go ahead and hack it in from the back end? Yeah. Ah,
Boom.
that was mean. That was mean. And
I'm
that's
getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of it. It's taking me a
crap.
second, but I'm
Oh,
getting the hang
crap.
of it.
Who's that?
I don't even. Oh, it's a Caterpillar one. I think from Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Wow! I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna
be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I just gotta like. Samus just launched a missile at Ryu, and then Ryu blew it up with his Hadoken. That's
Yeah.
got to be the most video game moment in all of video games ever.
I think Super Smash is the ultimate video game,
Yeah, like
right? Like it's the ultimate one. It's perfect dessert. All right, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and take a punch. I'm gonna need you to stop it. You're goofing around. Oh,
No!
what'd you
Uh-oh.
do? Oh.
no.
Oh.
Boom. Okay,
What?
do I
That
do?
was a real one?
What do I do with this?
There's a fake one.
what
you
do I
had
do
to
with
use
this?
B. Uh-oh,
B.
but I...
Oh.
Oh, thank
Oh.
Christ. Oh, thank
Good thing I didn't know
Christ.
what I was doing.
I
huh?
was gonna not tell you, but I'm like, that's bad sportsmanship. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm gonna... Samus, I'm gonna need you to stop it. Samus, I'm gonna need you to get up. Samus, what'd I say?
Boom.
Get up. Guys, can you tell Samus to get
Oh,
up?
cool, Shadow. Is Knuckles one of these things too?
Hmm?
Is Knuckles one of these things too? These
Yeah,
trophy
he's
people?
one of those things for sure. Well, good. Samus is real great,
Oh
guys.
no!
Yeah, I'm going.
What do you, Austin? You said Samus was your jam. How do you think Samus holding up right now is Samus?
That's how you do. There's no wait. Wait. You just died. It has to be sudden death.
As he says, that's how you do.
Oh,
That's how you do.
whoa! That's crazy. You did just die.
I did
though.
just die,
You
but
did
I
just die,
beat you
though.
more times.
Sam didn't cheat yet. Thank
Yeah.
you. I didn't cheat. I didn't cheat.
All right, so I won this time. So the
Now,
bit
you
is
get
Davey
the credit.
Backwards Ab should tell me who I should play.
Yeah. Davey,
Yeah.
Davey,
Now,
Davey.
while he's getting back to me on that.
Yeah. Do you want to see Paper Mario's a level?
That's
one?
cool.
There's so many levels. I can't. Oh, okay. I have one suggestion, then we'll switch it up. Garden of Hope's great. It's great. It's a lot of fun. We got Pac-Man, which I don't know how that works exactly. Oh,
wow.
Jigglypoof it up, my
Sam
dude.
gets Samus, and I get Jigglypuff.
I'm not, Jigglypuff's pretty dope. I would have actually very much preferred to have used Jigglypuff. We're gonna do the living room. We're doing Nintendogs, boys. Woo! Got a lot of boys.
Boys.
Yeah. All right, don't worry. I'll just go
All right.
ahead and pick my character. Oh, look at that. The two pink boys. I'll switch them up so we don't get confused. Whoa, that one's dope. It's like negative Kirby.
Nega Kirby.
There you go. That one's from...
I gotta go with the bow.
There
I
you
gotta
go.
with the bow.
Bo's adorable.
Yeah.
Bo's adorable. What can I say? Guys, Pac-Man is so fun, J-Shark, but I'm not good with him. I'm not good with him. I tried to be. Guys, this one's so much fun. I'm so excited.
What? Wait, hold on. What's this?
Whoa.
Boom. It's just a roll?
Oh, yeah, but you can charge it up.
Oh.
But you can go ahead
Wow.
and die, too. You know what I mean? Kirby going ahead late. Boom. Ooh, you're gonna need to not bounce on me. That's so Kirby doesn't have bones. We are all gonna agree that Kirby doesn't have bones. You got bone spurs maybe, but no, you don't got no bones. So I know you're trying to beat me right now, but
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to not focus on that, and I'm gonna have to you're gonna have to let me beat you. That's what's just gonna have to happen.
Wow, there's a lot of.
You like this? Look at on the background. You
Oh,
don't watch
I just
other-
put myself to sleep. Hold on.
Oh, don't worry, I got you.
You know something interesting watching you play Kirby is you don't really do Kirby's. Why did I put myself to sleep? Main thing. You don't suck up your opponents very often. I've noticed.
No need to. No thanks. You know. Ding 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 ding. You know, maybe the characters of Deliverance would be a fun addition to this. You know, like what other movies would you guys kind of want? Oh, that was
Beat you to
that
it.
was tough.
That was a quick draw.
tough
That was a
one.
quick draw.
We had to see
Boom.
who's quicker. That was a good one. I'm gonna need that Nintendo to come back because I want to pet it. Ooh.
Oh no.
Ooh, okay,
Yes!
that's an easy one. Boop. Boom.
Oh. Back in the day, that nothing stops that hammer.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it to stop though. I'm gonna need it to stop though. Well, I died.
Oh,
That's great.
oh,
Oh, thank God. Thank Jeebus.
Wait.
That's fine. I got it. Don't worry. I got it, gang. I got it. Sam's got it. Where are you? Where are you now? We're ahead. We got one. You got one. I got
Okay.
another one. That's two. You got one. You
Yeah.
suck it. We're number 4. We're going to see, am I taking home the gold or are we doing one more round to solve it? That means, David, you get to pick my character.
Real quick.
Yes.
Kate Houlihan coming through with 500 Bitterino.
Ooh,
Kate. So she's the bit boss now. So she
Kate,
gets to
who
decide.
am I playing as?
Am I selecting? What's happening right now?
Oh, you can go ahead and pick if you want to. Look around.
Hold on.
Hey,
Super
take your
Castle,
shoes off.
Town
Get
City.
relax. See what's on here.
They want to see who we got here. They're looking for
Oh,
a
sorry.
Pac-Man, but I don't know if we have
Midgar? I gotta do Midgar from Final Fantasy.
Ah. Oh, wow.
That's so weird for me.
Choosing powers to J Shark 111.
All right, so Jay Shuck, you
Okay.
can see who we got here. We got King K. Rool. We got Isabel, which actually Isabel's a bit of a firecracker. She's a little bit more powerful than I thought. We also got Inkling. We got Simon. We got Sonic. We got Ike. We got Wario. We got Zero Suit
All right.
Samus. We got Samus.
Traditionally,
We got Wii Fit
Fox is my jam.
Don't pump up the jam. Pump it up. Gotta see who we got. Guys, see who we got. Guys, see who we got. J Shark, you're gonna need to pick quicker, my dude. J Shark, you're gonna need a little go quick. Inkling.
All right, hold on.
All right, but I get to pick which Inkling.
America's favorite.
Inkling. Oh man, pink hair.
Wow, they all look very different. That's
Oh,
crazy.
cool. All right, here we go.
Cool.
Wow, cool. Inkling, for sure. A lot of people are saying Inkling's OP, but I don't know how to use Inkling. So, all right, come here.
You know, a lot of people used to say the same thing about Fox, and I proved them right.
Oh, yeah, come here. Let me roll ya. Let me paint roll ya.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you dang paint roll, man. Well, good luck with that one. You're not gonna get out of that one. Ah, cool. It's Arms.
geez.
It's the guy from the popular game Arms. He's got arms on him. What in the world is that red thing over there? I'm really
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, you're gonna need to die because Arms is on you, man. You don't even know. Arms is straight up on. Oh wow, you're. What happened?
I don't know, but I
Get him.
definitely.
Get him. Go on, get him.
Oh,
Oh,
whoa,
yeah.
whoa! What's happening?
That's called a cool power up, dude. You gotta be on top
Wow.
of it.
They just took me off the
Whoa!
map.
I just punched something and the demon came.
Oh
out.
no!
Yeah.
I
oh.
just ran off the edge of the map.
And what are you gonna do, buddy? You know, what are you gonna do about it, bud? I mean, you did. Inkling's looking pretty strong right about now. What in the hell is
I don't
happening?
know. I don't.
Oh,
I don't-
that's. That's how Inkling. That's how Inkling
This
makes
is-
the goal.
This is why back in the day we played without those power-ups.
That's
You know what
how.
I'm saying?
What power-ups? Items?
Items, yeah.
Items are an integral part of the game. And if you don't play with them, you don't let me win. So that's how that works. Hey, well, good game.
Yeah.
Inkling
Yeah.
shouldn't have won, but you bungled one of those. And the other-
I did walk straight off
Literally,
the map.
it was all just other items. Inkling was the weak link here.
Oh.
Oh, crap, I gotta fight with Inkling? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me
Is
right
this
now?
Roy? Are we gonna get some Roy?
I think
right
this
now?
is Roy.
Roy was a big favorite.
Hey, this is
of
a
mine back in
fine-
the day. Oh, that's dope. You got this.
Yeah, Inkling.
Maybe he'll just
paint
walk
him up.
right
Paint-
off the map.
Yeah, come here. Pump up the. Ooh.
whoa.
Oh, I'm a squid man. I'm a squid man. Yeah, come on. Yeah, let me paint you. I'm gonna paint you to the death. Paint you to the death. Let me squirt my paint on you.
Ugh.
Let me come on. Look on. I need to paint you.
Let us know in the comments whether you think Sam
I
can do
need
it or
a.
not.
I need a paint. Let me
Oh.
paint.
getting a little-
Ooh, yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
Okay. All right. You're getting there.
Yeah, oh
Well,
yeah, but not.
okay.
Whoa, actually, Inkling's dope. Guys, don't worry. Inkling's actually really cool.
What is this? What? Oh.
Dude, Inkling did it.
Yeah.
Inkling might be my new character. I think I can really make him work. Roy joins the battle. Roy
Love
joins the
Roy.
battle.
Roy was always a
joins
favorite
the
of mine.
battle. You know what? Cheers, huh? Cheers him up. Guys, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, share with all your friends out there. DJ, where can they find you?
Hey, DJ Talks Trash every place that matters. Sam, what about you?
Sam, Bash everywhere that matters, and twitch.tv/Austin Dodge. One for the
That
eyes.
is
One for the
true.
eyes. We'll be back Wednesdays, 4 p.m. PST for another Only Stupid Answers show. Thursdays, 4 p.m. for Super TV Showdown. And you can check out more at patreon.com/Only Stupid Answers. Watch all
Yes,
of our live
please.
content, extra payroll requests. And Sundays, 4:30 p.m. for a Play Noggin game night. It's a fun time for the whole fam.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.